In this problem, we're told that Link can ride his bike 20 miles into a 3 mile per hour headwind, which means against the wind. In the same amount of time, he can ride 30 miles with a 3 mile per hour tailwind, or with the wind. And we're asked, what is Link's biking speed? So let's go ahead and we'll call his rate, his biking speed, R. Now, if he's going into the wind, his rate is going to be slower by the speed of the wind. So his rate with a headwind is going to be R minus the speed of the wind, 3 miles per hour. Tailwind, it's going to be the opposite, his rate plus the speed of the wind. And in the headwind, he travels 20 miles, and in the tailwind, he travels 30 miles. So distance equals rate times time. We know the times are the same, so if distance equals rate times time, well, that means if we divide both sides by the rate, that time equals distance divided by the rate. So his time would be 20 over R minus 3 with the headwind, and 30 over R plus 3 with the tailwind. And we're told that it's the same amount of time. So now we can set these two expressions equal to one another and have our rational equation to solve. So we have 20, have our proportion to solve, which is, again, a special type of rational equation, which there's one expression on each side, rational expression on each side of the equation. So 20 over R minus 3 equals 30 over R plus 3. So our least common denominator is going to be R minus 3 times R plus 3. So we multiply both sides by that. R minus 3 times R plus 3. R minus 3 times R plus 3. So on the left-hand side, the R minus 3 is cancelable. We're left with 20 times R plus 3 equals, on the right-hand side, the R plus 3 is canceled, and we're left with 30 times R minus 3. We'll go ahead and distribute on both sides. 20R plus 60 equals 30R minus 90. Subtract 10R or 30R from both sides. We get negative 10R plus 60 equals negative 90. Subtract 60 from both sides. We get negative 10R equals negative 150. And then dividing both sides by negative 10, we get R equals 15. So his biking speed tentatively is 15 miles per hour. Now we'll go ahead and check that. And we can do that a couple of ways. We can look at, does his rate times the time equal the distance? But we don't know the times other than that they're the same. So we'll just use our proportions that we originally set up. 20 over 15 minus 3. We want to know, does that equal 30 over 15 plus 3? So 20 over 15 minus 3 is going to be 12. That's 20 over 12. We want to know, does that equal 30 over 18? If we reduce these, we'll end up with 5 over 3. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 30 and 18, we can reduce those by dividing by 6. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 18 divided by 6 is 3, and it checks. So we can say Link's biking speed, in other words, if there were no wind, is 15 miles per hour.